because we're not doing a lot of series global work at the moment because we're all the program's been paused and we're all locked in. But it is wonderful to stay connected to our alumni and our people, our tribe around the world.
So as you know, I'm Kat, and I had the honors and the opportunity to propose, draw together, organize and lead the sustainable fashion course. And it was amazing to share that experience with all of you. And that's happened because I decided to move to Melbourne to focus on sustainability and did the environmental education course at Series. And doing that there, I heard about Series Global and thought, well, that's an amazing opportunity. I really wanted to show the good practices and inspire people about what's happening in India in terms of sustainability and fashion. So yeah, and now we're here all together a year and a half later, catching up digitally. So it's really incredible.
You could do a project in Myanmar if you like.
Gladly.
Yeah, because we have a big growing garment industry here and the same problems that probably Bangladesh or India faced in the beginning. So I know people working in the garment industry. So if you're thinking, you could come to Myanmar. That would be fun.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, well, I came over to Myanmar and saw you in Yangon last year with a group of archaeologists. We were planning to go to Sri Lanka, but there was a bombing, that terrible bombing around Easter time. So we replanned that and we landed in your neck of the woods, Nitika, and you ran a wonderful workshop for us on waste with Tant Myanmar and introduced us to some amazing local people doing cool things around Yangon, and then popped us on the bus and sent us off to Bagan, and then off we went. So that was great. So thank you for hosting us. But tell us about what you do up to now and what's going on in your life.
Okay. Yeah, so I am Nitika. I am Indian by origin, and I have been in Myanmar now by I think it will be about 2 years now. And before I was actually in the tech industry, but when I moved here, I finally found an opportunity to work in environment. So I am specifically working with plastic pollution and waste management here. The organization I work with is a nonprofit. They're called Tan Myanmar, and Tan means clean. So it's very straightforward. We do a really a lot of different things. I think the majority of the work that we do is in waste management, and now we are slowly gaining traction in doing research for other organizations like World Bank, which is one of the biggest ones we did last year. We do plastic surveys on the beaches and also inland waterways. And we do sort of like a market study of plastics in Myanmar. And now we'll go next in 2 years, slowly drafting a policy for Myanmar. So we want to bring a ban here. That's our big goal and big dream. And we are building network with private industry. We are building network with public industry and like different stakeholders. And hopefully we can work with World Bank to bring some sort of policy change in Myanmar.
Cool. What are you doing, Lily?
Normally based in Melbourne, currently based in Thailand. I first discovered Ceres because Ceres was down the road from my house and I used to go for different community events and spend time in the garden. I then was following a Facebook page when a trip about sustainable fashion got put up, and it just ticked so many boxes for me. So yeah, I got to join everybody except Katie here on that trip, and it really actually changed my life. Like, it had a profound impact, and I knew when we were there in the most amazing group of 20 people that it was really special. And not only was it the inauguration of this itinerary, and you know, the birthing of anything is special, but I knew there was something really special about this. And then as the world shut down this year and, you know, Kat's whole plans and things went awry and Series Global, I went, oh, wow, okay. We all jumped on that bandwagon at a really, really fortunate time. So, yeah.
Yeah, weren't we lucky? That was an amazing trip last year. It was. We had a chat just before COVID hit about a spirit journey, and I loved it. We were like, wow, all the places that we can go, and we're like, it was all about raising your vibration and all the different places of worship you can go and explore. And we thought we'll go to the Kali Ghat in Calcutta. It's black marble where they'll probably sacrifice a goat and there's blood all over the place, and then this big flaming tomb with Kali holding a couple of heads or something, and then go right up into some other beautiful Buddhist sanctuary under the Bodhi tree or something, and then the Varanasi and the floating ghats where you just float your bodies down the river. We should do that when we're allowed to travel again. That was fun.
I remember at the start of that conversation, it was like, okay, keep it super simple. And then at the end, there was like 15 different locations, like spreading all the way along. We're like, oh, okay.
Gurus and barbers and priests, the whole lot. Yeah.
Isn't the world an amazing place?
It is.
It was so wonderful when we had those times once up in the mountains in Darjeeling, and when we held the space and everyone could speak openly about how the journey was impacting them and how it's touching them on a personal level. And then we did it as well, our final session in Oroville. They were so magical to create that and have that opportunity to share.
Hey Lily, are you stuck in Thailand? What?
Yes. So the story goes, I traveled to Thailand to attend an event that I've been attending for a few years, and left Melbourne on March 8th, which at that point it was just a whisper, and the pandemic was a kind of distant, oh, there's one person wearing a mask, what's that about? And yeah, arrived in Bangkok, which had a totally different approach and obviously a different timeline. And yeah, about a week later, things really, really escalated. And I'm here with my partner, and we're looking at each other like, first flight got cancelled. All right, let's keep an eye on this. And overnight, my partner's British, and overnight the Australian government announced without warning that I'd seen that only citizens and residents could return. And because my partner's visa is still being processed, he was no longer allowed to go home. Interestingly, even though that event was cancelled, what happened throughout that lockdown was so many people's dreams that they've shared over the years got realised.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
You guys win lockdown for sure.
Yeah. I just want to share that one really cool thing I find with this lockdown is this new definition of borders. Like, because since the concept of borders, the empathy around the world, I think has really increased, and the creativity that we're forced into is also quite interesting to see. So hopefully we can take many learnings from this year and integrate them into what comes next.
Yeah, and we've upskilled, haven't we? We're all familiar with new technologies and new ways of communicating, and you can't unlearn that. So even if it does open up, we still know how to Zoom and we still know how to connect. So that's kind of cool. Thank you everybody for coming to our meeting today. It's been lovely to see you all.
Yes, it was so much fun.
Yeah, we're in 4 time
Thank
zones
you.
as
Thank
well.
you.
That's amazing.
I know.
How do we do
Yeah.
that?